Okay, I will get rid of that last stream video. Hopefully things are better now. I got my chat back up and running. Still not seeing anything on the YouTube studio side of things, but that's okay. We're going to figure out these mistakes as we go. Anyway, tonight, as I mentioned in the last start of the video that I didn't get too far into, we're going to be working on an encounter that was selected by my subscribers. They picked the Bully Bridge, as I call it. It was an encounter that I made for Heroes Haven, which I just released a video on. And so everyone voted for this one. It's essentially a long 120-foot rope bridge that spans across this rushing Desserin River down to the south. I believe it's the Desserin. And it is currently being blocked by a group of thugs who are charging tolls, but they have recently started to get a little bit more out of hand to the point where they needed to call in some help. And it is to the point where they have actually pushed a man off the ledge into the rushing river below, and so now they are to be dealt with. So we're going to start here on the map, and we're going to start by, I guess, making the river itself, and then we will make the mountains behind it, and then go with the bridge and put in some tents and stuff where they're staying. It shouldn't be too much, honestly, to the map itself. This is one of the easier ones. So let's get to it. If anybody is there and wants to just throw in a chat real quick, I can't tell if this is working or not. I have the chat, but the studio is not doing anything. So, actually, I could pull it up on my phone real quick and just do a test. Chat test. Let's see if that worked. Let's see. Okay. All right. We are getting chats. Good. Good news. Perfect. All right, let's get to it. Second time streaming in a week. That's fun. That's fun. So this is our map here. So I scale these maps up to the size. Hey, Brian. Music's a little... I turned that down. That's crazy. All right, hold on. Let's try now. I learned to use the OBS Studio volume knob instead of the YouTube one. So... hopefully I should be able to control that a little better. Let me know if that's better or not, and I will fix it if not. Okay, so I guess we first want to... I guess we'll start with the mountain side of things. So let's go to here, and we're going to select, I think, the raised cave area to start it. And we're essentially just going to raise this whole section back here up. We're not actually going to be making a cave, but this is kind of the fastest way to get it up to room height level. And sounds like... oh, geez. Sounds like it's off. Interesting. Yeah, I spent a ton of time the other night trying to figure out, after I got off the last stream on Monday, I spent a ton of time trying to figure out the whole volume thing. So I was clearly still having issues, but I thought I had figured it out. Maybe not. So maybe I'll just go over here and turn it down on here, just in case. All right. And that's okay, even if it is too low. Who needs music? We're gonna chat and have fun tonight. So now let's go ahead and... I think we'll kind of not flatten it out. We'll smooth it out a little around the corners here. I don't like the grass, though. We can fix that. But... and then we're going to make a passage that goes through this, because it's a very steep cliffside. Let me pull up the map real quick so I can get the name of this mountain range. It's to the south. If anyone knows it and wants to say it before I get there, feel free. Some people might not even be there. Again, I can't see viewer count for whatever reason. YouTube Studio is just not working. I can't tell how my connection is. The chats actually aren't even pulling up in YouTube Studio for some reason. But the chats are coming through to OBS, so... and I guess the stream is still working. So I don't really know what's up with that. Let me pull up this map. So the river that this, the mountain range that this is south of is called the Cloud Peaks. There we go. So just south of the Cloud Peaks, this is the Coastway. Coastway cuts through the Cloud Peak Mountains, and it crosses over a couple rivers. One of these rivers is currently being blocked by a group of just bullies. A bunch of bullies collected money for something they don't deserve, you know? So anyway, where was I? Let's flatten this back out. So we will smooth this back out a little bit. I'm going to increase the size of here. And we will still make this look rocky. We're just not there yet. Oh, we want to flatten it to room height. Yeah. And then we can still... It is the bridge. The bridge is what won. So we will be making the bridge. We are currently starting with the mountain range that they cross through to get down to the bridge. And then once we do that, and then I'm just going to raise this edge up a little so it looks like it at least goes up some. And then we'll just kind of flatten it here. And then we'll smooth it out some. Yeah, honestly, I was pretty surprised that the bridge is what won. Not that I don't like the bridge one. I just didn't see that being the one. So, yeah, it's fun to me. This is actually a scenario, an encounter that I've already run in Heroes Haven, but this was pre me having digital maps and using Dungeon Alchemist, so I didn't have a map for it. So that's what actually all of the options were that I had in the poll, were encounters that I already have, just no maps for. All right, so how wide is that? Yeah, that looks good, but we still need to flatten this out some. Yeah, there we go. So it's not the smoothest ride here, but I'm mad that it keeps rounding it out there. All right. So we've got our mountain range that you're coming through. I mean, this is obviously just a small part of the mountain range, but it's good enough. So now we're going to paint this thing up. Let's get it back to mountainy looking. So we'll paint it with this cliffside here. And then we'll actually hit the bottom with a little cliffside, but we're going to paint that back over with some dirt once we get there. All right, let's minimize this. Yeah, so now we're going to make a nice dirt path coming through here off the rocks down into the grass. And then before I go much further with this, we got to find out where our river's at. So as I mentioned, the river is 120 feet wide, from cliff to cliff. So I wish this could go down further, because realistically it's going to look like the river's like a foot below. But I mean, when you're looking straight down, it won't look too much different. So we need to do the river. So 120 feet at 5 feet per inch is what, 24 inches? So we need to count out 24-ish inches to make our cliffside here. And we're going to lower it down to water height. So I guess let's start it here. Let's intensify that. Oh, wrong one. But that's okay. We can start with that one. All right. So we're gonna send this all the way down. We don't want it to be too straight. You know, rivers don't just go straight. All right. So now we need to go 24 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I think that's a little close to this edge, so we're going to go back 4 this way and go 4 more this way. Now with the map, it may not make sense with the actual map of Faerun, how you say it. That river might be farther away from the mountain than this shows, but whatever. I will be able to fill this in with water. It just won't look like it's water that's 120 or 200 feet down. All right, what shape did I make this? Kind of this way, and then a little jagged, and there. All right. So we will flatten this all the way down to the bottom. I also wish I could make the river flowing, give it like a rushing vibe, because it is flowing in the encounter, making it a little more terrifying. But all right, now let's fill this bad boy up with water. I don't actually know, to be honest. I guess, what would that be in settings? Does Dungeon Alchemist have ray tracing? Let's see. Graphics, screen resolution, UI. It's not looking like it if that's something you do in settings, but I don't know if that would be somewhere else. I really don't like that this water is here. I need to like lower the water level a little bit. I mean, I guess I could raise the sides up. Yeah, it's probably. I mean, you're gonna be looking down. No. I mean, do I just not even put the water? Do we just envision it? I don't like that. We want water. We want water. So we will adapt and overcome. That would be a no. Can you make the bottom? So, kind of. So the only way I know how to make it kind of look like a pit. So if we make a room here. Well, actually, I may be able to do it. Can I put... Well, I'll show you what I'm looking at here. We'll just make a little room. Random, doesn't matter. And then we can delete all the stuff in the room. All right, so if I go to flooring here, they do have pits where you can select deep pit, and it makes it look like that. The problem is, so I'm pretty sure, I'll check to see if you can do it without this, but either way, it's just too square. So like the river would just be squared off. There would be no organic nature to it. But I wish they had a pit setting for a terrain. I think that would be awesome. Yeah, and they don't, unfortunately. We can make it blood or lava, but no pit. So let me get rid of that room. But that's okay. We'll make it work. We're going to raise this terrain a little bit, all the way around. We're going to do it slowly, so we don't want to go crazy now. So I can go up a little here. How high is that? All right, so that's fine. So now if I start here, yeah, it should flatten it. Yeah. We're good. Oh, hold on. Start here. It should flatten it up to that because we adapt and overcome here at more D&D. We make things work. All right, so let me get this all situated. Yeah, highly recommend Dungeon Alchemist if you are looking for a cool map making tool. I actually don't use the AI ability of it that often. When you make a room, it uses its AI capabilities to put stuff in the room, but I almost always end up emptying the stuff out of the room and then making it my own anyway. So other than that, I mean, it's got great stuff. It hooks up straight to the Steam Workshop, and they recently released the ability to import 3D objects. That was one of the biggest complaints I think people had for a while, was that you could only use what they had available. And now people have been uploading 3D objects like crazy. I haven't spent too much time looking at them, but there are so many options to play with now. It's wild. All right, so we are up high, which is fine. That's fine, because when you're looking down, the grid looks the same. It doesn't matter. I may actually, once I get these up, I think I'm going to get rid of the grid while we make it, because it's just trippy that the grid moves around at water level. All right, so it looks like, yeah, you come through the mountain there. Maybe we edit the dirt path just a little bit. Just a little bit. Make it a little wider. All right. And then we'll get to the rest of the dirt path in a minute. I got to go raise this side up. Now, to make sure I make it the same height, I think I'm first going to make like a land bridge all the way across to be able to use that height. Let's see. Flatten terrain. Let's see if YouTube Studio is working yet. Nope. That's crazy. I don't even know why not. So, flatten terrain. Oops, I clicked off of it. We're going to make a land bridge all the way across. Oh, actually, I could probably just... Yeah. So that brought it up to that height. So now I can fix this. Lower terrain. Make it strong. Make it big. I did print... So 3 people have I've started working on their rewards. I'm sorry, for the subscriber giveaway thing, and one of them picked this dire troll. Actually, I'm sitting here right now. Oh no, he came out. Oh, the background thing's getting here. I'll get him in front of me. He came out wicked to the point where I'm definitely going to be making one for myself. I don't currently have a dire troll. Actually, here, let me pull up the full face, get a better view of it. There you go. I don't know if... Yeah. He's pretty tough, too. He was a CR, I think, of 16. So, very cool choice. Big fan. I also, one of the subscribers, Whittle JJ, picked a Beholder, which is super cool. And I was working on him before I got on here, and I dropped him, and I broke some of his tentacles off before I could start fixing it. So I'm printing a new one for that. Sick. Yeah, that green. So it's crazy because that's just green. I love the color too, but I don't consider that to be regular green. It's like an off blue, dark green. I don't know. I don't know what I would call it. But I'm a big fan myself. I used it to print some Yuan Ti that we did for our latest session. I had some Yuan Ti guys in there. And I printed one other thing in that color, but I can't remember what it was. Oops, wrong thing. All right, so now we've got that flattened all the way around. Let's smooth it out on the corners here. Give it a little bit of a little organic feel to it there. All right, that's about 120 feet. That's close. That's close. How you doing, Carbon? Good to see you again. This program is Dungeon Alchemist. It's a 3D map making program. It's got some AI capabilities to it, which a lot of people really like to use. And so I use this to make all of my digital maps, the ones that I've uploaded onto Patreon and such. So big fan of it, highly recommend it. I was actually just getting done talking about the fact that I don't even use the AI portion of it that much. Usually when you put a room together, I'll just show you a quick example. When you put a room together and you could select, I don't know, castle, armory, and you hit this check mark there, it will fill it for what a castle armory would look like. Ignore the fact that it's sunk down right now. It's because I'm kind of making a mountain range, so it usually will put it at the normal height. But yeah, it'll fill it all in. But I was talking about how I usually don't use this property. I'll end up clearing everything out of the room anyway and kind of making it how I want. So it's kind of the Sims of map making, if you will. And as far as the printer that I use, better than I have, fun fact, I have never played Minecraft before. I have watched it a couple times. A buddy of mine played it, but I have never played it myself before. And the 3D printer that I use is the Bamboo Labs P1S. That's another thing I highly recommend. All right, so this is interesting. I think if I turn this off, it won't do that. Yeah, there we go. So we are going to All right, so in this encounter, this bridge is the only crossing point for miles upon miles upon miles for this river. And it is a 10-foot wide, very sturdy rope bridge. I don't know if we're going to get exactly what I'm going for there. So we're just going to have to use a little bit of our imagination. But we can increase the size to be 10 feet wide. And then we can lower it or raise it as we need to. And we can put it where we need. So we're going to put this kind of right in the center of the path. Oh, we got to bring it over here a little bit more. And I think we'll make it just a little bit bigger. Because the theory is that wagons and carts of supplies and stuff can cross over this. But in my head, when I made the encounter, it was a little more terrifying because, I mean, it's 200 feet down. It doesn't show that in the map because I can't go that far. But it also doesn't have these pylons holding up the bridge. It's literally a rope bridge with, like, really, really thick ropes. But still cuttable. And in the encounter, that is an option. So it's okay. D&D is all about the imagination. We're going to pretend that this is all rope bridge going across when you're looking straight down at it. And we're going to add one more. Oh, no. Rotated it. Fun tip, if you are doing Dungeon Alchemist, for you to be able to raise it up and down. Up here in the corner here is collisions. So when you turn collisions on, it won't let it be placed in certain areas, whether it's running into something or if it's not at a correct height. So you have to turn that off, then that'll allow you to raise it up and down and move it exactly where you want, moving into the mountainside and stuff like that. So took me a little bit to figure that one out, but we're there now. And this now spans all the way across. Cool. So now, in the scenario, I think I imagined this a little bit further away from the mountain, but that's okay. Brandywine Bridge, 20 miles from Buckleberry Ferry. So we can just change. We'll change the name of this, the Brandywine Encounter. So I wanted a little more space here because so essentially there are 4 to 6 thugs depending on how many players you have for the encounter. This is a very low level encounter for levels 1 to 2 or maybe even 3 characters. 3 gets a little too easy in my opinion. But there's just not much space over here. Maybe we'll say that they camp out a little off to the side. So let's see what kind of tents we have. Oh, got some basic ones. So I don't foresee these bandit thug jerks sleeping in anything fancy. So probably a regular tent. And maybe the leader of them. Oh, that is one of the other options in the encounter is you could make the leader a bandit captain. I didn't, because I didn't really intend for this to be a difficult encounter. So we'll just use some regular ones. Let's pop this one out first. So we'll say that maybe we'll do 2 tents. Well, no, because most people are probably coming from this way and they got less time to see people coming. We'll say 3 tents on this side. And we'll put 2 tents on the other side. And they'd probably be a little too terrified to be right on the edge of the water. So we'll put one more. I don't think we're going to have much of a choice. And we'll put it here. Oh, you know what? I'm getting that grid off. I did mention that. Hide the grid because that's throwing me off. There we go. Now we got some more room. So we'll throw these guys here. And then we'll get a fire pit going. I'm glad you guys can see this stream, by the way, because I've mentioned it before. I don't even know how many people are here, if there's even anyone here. But the YouTube studio is not working, so I have no stats on anything at the moment. I think I can actually pull the YouTube stats up on here. Let's see if that does anything. Oh, gosh. Okay, that's not what we wanted. Control panel, is that right? There we go. Okay. All right. Well, I can at least see some info there. So, looks like there's a couple of you here. Hello, I'm assuming it's Brian, Caitlin, Carbon, Josh. Perfect. All right, great. That's what matches up here. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working in my actual YouTube account. I use OBS Studio to run all this, and I can see it in there, but I can't see it on YouTube for some reason. All right, where were we? We need a fire pit. Oh, that's the other thing with Dungeon Alchemist. I've noticed that some of the things are scaled very off comparatively to what you would expect. This one isn't too bad. I can see a fire being this big, but I would imagine it a little bit bigger. So I think that's more of an appropriate fire. But you can, for instance, turn things off. You can turn the fire off and on. You can export into Foundry, VTT, other VTTs. You can export videos in case you want to use an actual video live file for your whatever you're projecting onto, or you can export into just an image file, which is what I typically do. Okay, so we'll go put 2 tents on the other side. And we'll do another fire pit over here. So I'll just put that here preemptively. Tent. So the thugs, they have essentially 2 attacks. They have a sword attack and they have a crossbow attack. So when I ran the encounter, I had it to where whatever side the group came on, which in this instance, I mean, north is this way through the mountains, so most of them are coming through the mountain. I would have the ones that were on this side, if a fight were to ensue, they attacked with swords, while the other ones over here attacked with crossbows. And it's a little bit revealing to if I have anybody that played it that's on here, but I always put the captain on the opposite side of whatever side the group is, just to make it a little more interesting, because they're going to kind of have control of the situation. If they go, I think at that point it's realistic to say that the others would flee, and that would just end the encounter too fast. So we don't want to do that. Do most people use videos or just the top-down image? I notice a lot of animations, but I know you only do top-down pictures. So the issue I've been having, so I use, how to explain this? So Dungeon Alchemist is what I use to make the maps, but to project it from my laptop to the digital screen that I use a program called Owlbear Rodeo. And Owlbear Rodeo allows me as the DM to control more things on my side. I can see the map and I can like cover things up. And then there's a player view, which is what I project to the TV. And so on that side, they only see what I want them to see. I do both of those, so that's normally for online gameplay. I have my stuff and then they're on their computers having their player view. Since I'm doing it locally, both of those are running on my laptop, and it seems to be too much if I put a video map for it to handle both for some reason and manage everything. So I only use image files, but if you have the right computer, if I was using this computer, it would be able to handle it, but I'm just using a laptop. So if you have a stronger computer managing that, it would be able to, as you can see here, you can see the water moving, you'd be able to see the fire going. I'll go this way so you can see more. You'd be able to see the fires going and stuff. So you can use the MP4s, the video files for your maps. And then I usually will take images and videos to display on a different monitor like this to show people like what it looks like when they come out of the cliff or, you know, whatever. So I use top-down images. Some people use videos if their computers can handle it. Sorry if that was over-explained. All right, let's get back to this path that I said I'd come back to. So clearly, path's going to come from here. And I imagine that occasionally people stroll off to the side. And obviously, these people are. So we can even forgot about the TV. I thought I read that as forget about the TV. So it's like, all right, fine, I'll forget about it. Yeah, the TV, I don't use Owlbear for necessarily its purpose. I want to make this less. That's really for online play, kind of like a Roll20. Let me go less. But it is free. If anyone's looking for something like that to use, Owlbear Rodeo is free. Only recently did I run into one issue where there's a limit to the amount of space you have to upload maps and stuff. So that was a little frustrating because I had big maps that took up a lot of space. All right, now we want to come back to this side. And we're going to strengthen it a little bit. Oh, I keep clicking off of it. All right, we've got the path going again. Oh, make that full. This is a well-used path. It's going to come this way. And then again, we'll still kind of branch off. There you go. There we go. Yeah, kind of weird streaming twice in a week. It's fun. I enjoy being here. I enjoy the conversations, questions. It's fun because a lot of times I do this stuff. I'm by myself in the basement doing this, and I do get like lost in it. It's a lot of fun, but it's also fun being able to just chit chat while I do it and not necessarily just be talking to myself. Okay, so this is a very simple map. So if you have any suggestions for it, we're still going to add some more stuff, but if you think like, okay, this is a path that's a well-used path cutting over a massive river, if you can think of anything else that might, I don't know, be a part of this map, feel free to throw it in here. We are definitely going to add some rocks in the water. And I might see, because they have some other like wisps that you can add. I'll try and see if maybe that looks like rushing water, even though I doubt it will. We'll add a couple trees to give it a more natural feel. All right, so rocks are here. Another tip for using this, you can place individual items, but a lot of times you can also paint with items. So if you know you're going to be adding a lot of things, you could go to the paint tool here and pick the item that you think you're going to use, like a lot of rocks, and you can make it a big thing and then just kind of paint rocks on. So that's kind of useful. Or if you just want to do individuals, you can go here and select the rocks that you want to use. We're going to throw some pretty big ones in here. And throw some different shaped ones in here and there. Tell me how to fish them out of the water at some point and hit a... I did not. You got to remember it. So it doesn't look like it, but you're 200 feet up in the air. However, okay, so story recap of what happened in ours. And I do highly recommend if anyone's going to run this, include this in your thing, because I do like to make my players have to make a choice at some point. If it's just show up and kill these baddies, it's too easy. So the bandit, all right, the bandits were here. The thugs were here. Let me hide this. Thugs are here. They came down. They confronted them. The thugs said, it's 50 gold pieces to get across or else. Obviously, the adventurers said no way, and they started fighting. So the 3 over here started fighting. The 2 over here started shooting their crossbows. Eventually, they took care of the ones over here. You have 120 feet to run across, so unless you're like super fast, even with dash and everything, it's hard to get across in one turn. So as they started making their way across, the other thug, I think he met them going across, but the captain stayed here. And when all hope was lost, and it was just him, he pulled out a bag. So he's been stealing all this money and everything from all these people, and he had a big bag, and he told them that there was, you know, riches beyond belief inside of it. There was like thousands of gold, gems, you name it. And he kind of walked a little north and held it over the cliff and basically was like, you let me go, I leave this here and run that way and it's yours. Or you take any, you know, one step closer, I drop this. And so one of the guys, he was playing a barbarian. They basically just had anger issues, and he wasn't taking anything for an answer, so he charged him. And when he did, he dropped the pouch and ran. and one of the people just leaped off the bridge. And luckily someone else did have feather fall, so they cast it. But then I had to kind of, they're obviously falling slower, so the bag hits the water. It's rushing water, but they still wanted to go for all the gems that were rushing down the bottom of the river. So there was a whole bunch of saves in the river. They were hitting rocks as they were going down, and they only ended up with like minimum amount of gold out of all of this. Isn't it 200 feet deep? No, the cliff. So good question. I might not have explained it well. The cliff itself is 200 feet down to the river, which is not very deep. It's a rushing river. I mean, if I was DMing it right now and had to make it up, I'd say it's maybe like 15 feet deep, but very fast flowing. So yeah, definitely make sure that your bandit captain is thinking of a way out at all times. Let's go back to the rocks here. I kind of would like the flat rock, but I don't think that would be a thing. And duplicate. We'll kind of make that smaller. Add another one. And let's just throw one up here. Okay, so let's see. I know they have these magic wisps. Where is it at? I think it's here. Effects. Yeah. Maybe steam? Does that look like water hitting the rocks? Maybe a little less wide. Hold on. We got a plan here. So less area, more volume. Okay. All right. Okay, this is turning out better than I thought it would, if I'm being honest. It's not. Oh, it's going down to the bottom of the water right there. Why? Why did it not go to the bottom here? All right, let's see what happens here. What? So I'm not quite sure why this... Oh, I guess it's just so bright. Interesting. So it's still under the water. It's just very bright, so it looks like it's above the water. And if we're doing top down, that's fine. You just can't see it here because it's still under the water. Understood. Yeah, by the way, I don't know what kind of water you got. I don't know what kind of music you guys want to listen to when I do these streams, but I tend to go to like the lo-fi, or in this instance, I was at Epic Orchestral Music, and I did that because I listen to Epic Orchestral Music a lot. If you want to get something done efficiently and be like in the zone, Epic Orchestral Music. Put it on. I'm telling you, I could be wrong. Maybe it doesn't help you at all, but man, gets me going. Let's go with this one. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of the best I can do for rushing water. Well, what way is it? Does it look... which way does it look like the water's going, though, if I do that? My thought... So it's supposed to be going to the south. So is it hitting the water and then spraying up? Or does that look like the dead zone past the rock as the water goes around it? Because if that's the case, then it would be looking like it's flowing the wrong way. I don't know. All right, let's add some trees whilst we're here. We'll come back to that. We're not going to paint it. It's currently going down in your view. All right. Well, good. I will take that then. What kind of trees are down south? I'm imagining pine? Looks, and you say it looks like it's flowing up. See, and that's, I think I agree with it looks like it's flowing up, because I guess at first I saw it as flowing down because that's what I know it's doing. But the more I just stare at this, sorry about these ads constantly. But now that I'm looking at it, it kind of looks like it's flowing up. So do I just get rid of this altogether? I think so. Except it's not. Oh, there we go. Control Z's all over the place. All right. Yeah, so maybe we'll leave this out for now. What is this? Oh. There we go. Let's get some trees going in here. I'm thinking kind of a pine tree down south. I mean, it's kind of treeless, so maybe more of like a I don't know. I almost feel like a safari kind of tree. I didn't see that as an option. I definitely don't see palm tree. It's not an island. I guess let's just do a regular tree. Let's go with a maple one. If you hold in shift, you can do multiple. So I'll just kind of do these in a couple little clusters almost. All right, and then we'll add some over here. I don't think I'm going to add any over here. This is too cliffside. It's very rocky over here, though. The dirt, there is no dirt. It's rock and then whatever dirt came on the wagons. So we will put some, actually we'll put some little rocks over here. Duh. So let's paint. Whoop, too much. Too much. Can I make those smaller rocks? Cave rocks and rocks. Let's see what cave rocks look like. There we go. All right. That one's too close to the bridge. That was good placement. Nope. All right. Let's get a big one somewhere here. There we go. Okay. There we go. There we go. By the way, Carbon, do you actually use Minecraft to make a map? I never thought about that. That's kind of genius if it works. And then maybe just a couple rocks over here. That's not bad. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know what to do about the flowing water. I do wish... Let's see what the wispy white fog looks like. Yeah, what if I just draw with wispy white fog? I don't think it works. I feel like it has potential if I could have the vision to see where the white would be in the water. It's... I don't know. How about... No. All right. There's no rapids. You just envision rapids, just like you're going to envision a 200-foot drop. Okay. So now I think that these guys would have a cart. Yes, I do. So find a way to show elevation changes. Oh, gotcha. Can you do like a? Can you get a top-down, like a screen capture? I imagine you can. I guess, yeah. But then, yeah, it would be flat. You know, I will say, so it is cool that they give you the 3D. So up here in the top right corner, you can click how you want to view it. So right now, this is 2D. There is no thing, and you can still see the elevation. But then you can do a flat image with more depth change. And then you can, I think it gives you the angle there. Yeah. So now you can move around. So it is cool that it gives you all that stuff there. Yes, I think they are going to have a cart. Outside those, it doesn't work as a battle map. As the size. Oh. Gotcha. Still a good idea, though. Maybe they should incorporate that. Hook up with Wizards of the Coast or something. Make it a thing. They're definitely not going to have a nice cart. Yeah, here we go. Some kind of cart like that. That they'll... Yeah, there you go. So they'll have that cart there. I'll move the fire away from the cart. All right. I think we've got a pretty good looking battle map here. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go get the encounter sheet that I have. Make sure I didn't miss any important part that I added to it. I'll be right back. It's right over here. Okay. So the Bully Bridge. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. All right. So once this is all over, I am going to be posting this map onto my Patreon. It will be accessible. I'm going to post the encounter sheet that I have to go with it, and this is perfectly usable with Heroes Haven, which I just released the video on. So first, Heroes Haven encounter, this is going to be coming up. So for Bully Bridge, this is just the summary that is given to the players when they're figuring out if it's a quest that they want to do. It says, a group of thugs has recently set up shop along the only bridge along Coast Way that spans the River Weng. I said the Desserin. It's not the Desserin, it's the River Weng. These men have started collecting tolls from anyone wishing to use it, turning away those who don't pay and beating, sometimes killing, those who try to defy them. A woman named Shola Barandai from the nearby settlement of Mossstone has requested a group of adventurers to come kill these bullies who have prevented trade to her town and killed several of her acquaintances. So, fun fact, by the way, that is kind of lore. This Shola Barandai and Mossstone, I always find like names and town names and stuff from actual D&D lore. Let me get this ad out of here. From actual D&D lore, but usually time period wise, it makes zero sense. A lot of times it'll be someone who was once a king or something and they were killed, but like I liked the name and I liked how they were as characters. So it may actually be lore in D&D, but it may be completely incorrect. All right, so it spans nearly 120 feet, hangs roughly 200 feet above the River Weng. Yeah, so here we go. So in this image, it is not, but I have it as constructed of thick nautical rope that's nearly 6 inches in diameter. And there are rope handles going all the way across made of the same thick rope. And the bridge is staked down in all 4 corners with 5 3-foot-long iron stakes. I don't know if I could add stakes to this. Let's see. Adapt and overcome. But even if I can, I don't know if I can add a rope that would make that make sense. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. If I just type in stake, do they have that? There's a tent anchor that lays sideways. What is that? Nope, that's not it. Oh, burned it. They got it. Freestanding stake fence. Is that straight up and down? No, it's not. Can I rotate it? I can rotate it sideways. I can't rotate it. Ah. That would have been cool if I could rotate it vertically. Shoot. Okay. Let's find a rod maybe. See if... Pole. Okay. All right, here we go. Do we have an iron pole? Oh, I wonder how small I can make a pillar. Yeah, let's look at this. How? Oh yeah, adapt and overcome. That's what we do here. All right, so we're gonna. The collisions are off. We're gonna sink this into the ground. There we go. And we're gonna move. Okay. What are you doing? Okay. Another tip, hold in control if you find that you can't move it except for only in the center. If you look at the very bottom, it says for control, toggle snap to grid. So you can hold in control to move it exactly where you want. So I said the stakes are underneath the bridge is staked down in all four corners with 5 3-foot long iron stakes. So there's 5 in each corner. So we'll put this one here. And this one here, this one here, here, and here. And then we'll put 5 stakes on this side. And then we can just envision that there's ropes tied to, I'm rotating the rock again, tied to the, and you still can't really see them, but they're there. Should I make them bigger? Or is that too big? I feel like they gotta be massive. We'll make them a little bigger. It's holding a massive bridge that's gonna be letting carts go across and people at the same time with supplies. It's got a lot of weight to hold. And if you want to cut the bridge down, because it's a rope bridge, you gotta cut 5 ropes. So, good luck. I guess a swift fireball could do that, though, depending on how your DM wants to run that. But at that point, are you even cutting the ropes down or just burning the entire bridge to ash? What is this music? Let's go to the next one. Can I go to the next one? Another ad. Another ad. I'm giving YouTube ads in my YouTube videos, which, by the way, I noticed I have, I am not monetized, by the way, fun fact, but I noticed that I have ads on my YouTube videos, so someone's getting paid for my videos. And now someone else is also getting paid for my videos. All right. So let's bring this one over here. It's okay, I support other YouTube creators, especially people that make epic orchestral music, as I mentioned. So, if you go listen to an epic orchestral YouTube video, let them know I sent you. All right, so each corner is staked down with 5 ropes. Yeah, there's not gonna be anything I can do for rope, unfortunately, because they just have these. That's one is not. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Hey, I mean, we just had our 100 subscriber giveaway on Monday because we hit it on Sunday, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. But we are at, I think it was 135 last I saw, something like that. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I appreciate all of you. Okay, so there's the stakes, so that way people can visually see them if they'd like. I think that might end up being good. Now, I guess what I can do, I will, when I release this on Patreon, I will do both views. I will do daytime view. It will have the grid, by the way. I'll just show the grid now. Let's just do this and this. So I will do daytime view with the fires out, and you'll get something like that. And then I will also do the nighttime view with the fire on. Let me turn these back on. Lighting, nighttime. So now you can kind of see this here, which actually, this puts a little bit of perspective. Should there be torches I'm not going to say along the bridge. That would be a detrimental idea. But at least maybe at the beginnings and ends of the bridge, I think there should. I think we're going to add some torches at the end. All right, so we need to go to torches. Where's that at? No, not storage. Utility? Lights, there we go. All right. Look at that. Look at that. I'm thinking... That's almost too nice of a torch still. Yeah, there we go. That's better. I don't want to get too close with it. Maybe in this grid and this grid. Yeah, that's good enough. I'll be honest, I don't think I like this video so far. this epic orchestra video. Not my video. I like my video. I'm having fun. Alright, let's go back over here. And we'll put one, I guess here and here. We might have to move that stake. Because you got to go through the torch to stake it down at that point. Okay. Sure. Put that there. Move this one a little closer to the edge. Move that one there. All right. I mean, can we just talk about why we even have bridges in D&D anyway? In a world where Magic can make Sachemon cards, all right? Can we just talk about how in the world they aren't using this for more than just, like, magic items and spells? Like, let's get an arcane bridge going across here, huh? Now we don't have to worry about rope and wood. Live in a world of magic. All right, anyway. So here is the nighttime version of this. And we'll give we can do cinematic mode. Go down and see what it's like here. The fighters, I have to get out of this view, there we go. The fighters have to get around somehow. Do you mean for the, you're talking about the thugs specifically, or do you mean like the fighters themselves? Like the adventurers? All right, let's go to the cinematic view here. There we go. All right, so this is what it'll look like from this side. It's a long bridge. Here's the campsite on this side. And then you have 120 feet to run across here while you're getting shot at by crossbows. Which, to be fair, the crossbows from the thugs are only at a +4 anyway. It's not really that scary. But when you're a level 1 character, it's a lot scarier. And here's this side. Got it. Yeah, I'm just thinking that they should be hiring themselves out. Like if I was in the world of D&D, I'm not a fighter at all. So I would find out how to do this whole magic thing, become a wizard, and then just sell my services. What's that? You need a magic bridge, a cost 120-foot thing. I don't know how to do that yet, but you pay me a lot of money, I'll figure it out. I just feel like all magic is used for some kind of fighting or or militaristic means. You know how spell slots work? I guess it depends. I don't mind how they work. I think that some of the classes kind of maybe they need more. Like wizards obviously get a lot. They get a ton of spell slots. They get a ton of options. Probably the strongest spellcaster in the game. I'm not necessarily going to make that my opinion, but I feel like they really are. But for instance, what is it? I think it's the Warlock. I haven't dove too much into the spellcasting classes, but one of them has very few spell slots. They're able to do things with those spell slots, but I don't know. I think it's okay. I guess I'd have to see another system to see if there's a better option. Because again, like D&D 5e is really all I've ever known, so I've never looked too much into the options there. All right, well, I think that this is going to be good for this map. Let's go back to daytime. And we would shut all these lights out for the picture. There you go, and that would be the map for daytime. Cool. So the reward for this quest is 405 gold pieces. Now, depending on how many people you're including in that, it's obviously going to get split up. So if you've got 5 people going on it, they're all getting about 80 gold pieces. But additionally, inside of the pouch that I mentioned, Fire Beyond Journey's End has a fun whimsical spells. I want to use a mana pool system. Oh, that's interesting. So essentially have a pool, a mana pool, as you mentioned. And so a 9th level spell would take 9 out of whatever out of that pool. So you could use, for instance, 2 9th level spells or 10 3rd level spells, something along those lines. Very interesting. Very interesting. I would definitely be willing to give that a shot if we find that that's either already a thing or if you make it up, I'm in either way. The thug that was holding the pouch over the cliff was not lying. He actually did have a bunch of stuff in there. He had... I have to go to the development. Where's it at? 800 gold pieces, 1,000 silver pieces, 3 amethyst gems, and 3 topaz gems. So for 1st, 2nd, or 3rd level players or characters, that is a ton of loot that he had in there. So although the rewards from the town, from Heroes Haven, they're still great rewards, don't get me wrong. But although the rewards aren't necessarily massive, a lot of times what you can get from wherever it is you're going can be pretty huge. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything here. Once you finish this quest, you do have to go down to the town to have them sign off that you showed up and did it, or you need some kind of proof when you go back to Heroes Haven to prove that you completed the quest. They'll sign off on it, you'll get your reward, and so on. So that is our map. I'm going to save this. Let's go. For now, I'm just going to save it here. This is the Bully Bridge map. Mana would be channeled through the object of the arcane focus, and that's how spells would be limited in casting. No, I love it. I think it's a great idea. It gives you definitely more options rather than just saying, spell slots of a higher level can do lower level slots, but that's, really the only adjustment. So I think that's an awesome idea. Big fan. All right, so we made that map. We still got some more time. I'm wondering if, I don't know, maybe we just make a random map. A literal random map that I have no plan for. 24 by 48. All right, let's see. I'll let you pick any of these terrains. First person to say one. We're going with it. Dark Parchment is just a black surface, by the way, so I wouldn't pick that one. That one's kind of boring. So we got Badlands, Caves, Desert, Forest, Grasslands, Jungle, Skeletal Plains, and Snow. The only ones I've really ever dealt with were Grasslands and Desert and Caves. So I would be willing to try any of them. We'll throw together a fun map, and I'll put that, whatever we make here, I'll put this on Patreon as a free map for anyone to utilize. Carbon, I see WHA. I don't know if maybe you accidentally hit enter typing something, or if I know last time. What's the skeleton plains? All right. I'm not sure. So let's do it. Let's see what happens. So elevation. We'll stick to flat for now. Vegetation, bones. That's the only option, so I guess we're going with bones. We'll leave no water for now and no weather and room placement at water level. All right, let's see. Okay, it's literal skeletal plains. All right, we can work with this. So I'm thinking some kind of abyssal hell landscape. So I feel like we definitely need to throw lava in here. So let's do that. Let's throw some lava. So we will lower the terrain first. Oh, it's dark colored underneath. Oh, I like that. Maybe we'll kind of, I guess we'll do a pool of lava here. And then we'll have it kind of trickle out a little bit. I don't know if we'll go like necessarily make islands out of it, but we'll definitely trickle the lava out some. All right. Now where the lava is coming from, I don't know. It's hell. And we'll go this way. So I guess just if you envision something for this map, go ahead and shout it out, because we're just making this up as we go. And I'm willing to add whatever. So let's go ahead and put the lava in. Ooh, all right. That's very bright lava. Oh, lava or blood? It's skeletal plains. All right, I'm letting you guys choose lava or blood. Whatever I see, we'll pick one or the other. What is this? What is this? Oh, molten gold. That's cool. I guess you could go acid, but I don't think it really vibes. All right, so then in the meantime, we'll go raise up some of this just to give it a little more textured feel. I feel like it's too flat for piles of bones. All right, so we're making a lava-y hellish map. Ragnarok. It's got to be blood between two molten gold to be good for the greed layer of hell. Oh, that's true. That's a valid point. All right, so you're saying between these two, we should be doing blood. All right, so we've got a pool of blood, and then it's nice. Good shout. Good shout. All right, so do we envision some kind of building here? Or I guess do we envision more of a cave? Cave system? All right, what do we want here? Do we want like a devil's lair? Or maybe he doesn't even have any kind of surrounding. He just sits on some kind of throne at the center of the blood. What if we... All right. All right. I'm going to make some adjustments. We're going to stick with blood, but we're going to make some adjustments here. I'm thinking kind of more an island in the center of this with maybe like a natural bridge of skeletons crossing over and then like a throne for this guy, whoever it would be. All right, so let's go back to raise. All right. fill this in a little. I could make this map wider, honestly. Let's get this back down. And then we'll smooth it out. Yeah, let's make it a little wider. It's not set perfectly for the TV or anything, but that's okay. Alright, so we'll raise all this to have it look a little more natural, as much as skeletal planes can look natural. And then we'll smooth it all out. Okay. And now we will make the massive pool of blood here. I mean, realistically, this is wider than that river was. This thing's huge. The blood of the sapless souls I've devoured. Yeah, make it look a little less natural. And we'll raise this up. Orcs is bone throne. We were playing around after a session last month. I've 3D printed Orcus without any plans to use him specifically, but we were playing around afterwards and decided to pit them up against him. Hey, I appreciate that, Joseph. I really do. It's kind of unbelievable to me because I'm still thinking about when I saw the first subscriber on my channel, and that was massive. I couldn't believe anyone wanted to watch these videos. So it's very fun. I enjoy doing this, and I appreciate everyone's support. So that's awesome, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, Orcus, I brought him out to battle. He won, obviously. He beat the hell out of him. I think they were all level 11s. But I also had some other devils in there, too. So it was overkill. Alright, oh goodness, wrong thing. We need to flatten terrain from here. Alright. So we're gonna bring this over. Oh, I feel like I still need to add like a fancy bridge. Oh, maybe I don't even do the bones. Maybe we do an actual bridge. Some kind of actual bridge. Oh, I hit undo. All right, we're good. All right, let's build this all up, and then we'll break it down to the appropriate height. So again, this map I'm just making for fun. I had no plans for this map whatsoever. So if you have an idea, a thought for it, defining the scene. Ankle deep blood. Defining the scene affecting combat. Could you imagine fighting in blood? Ugh. Ugh. I can't imagine fighting in the first place. I've never been in a fight in my life. Let alone. Oh, the moat thought as far as like incorporating this into an encounter, you definitely have to have something in the blood. That is a fantastic idea. Fantastic idea. I don't know what you have. My first thought is something like maybe some kind of demonic hydra. I think they have, what's it called, like a false hydra? Something like that. I'm pulling it up real quick. I think there's like a bony hydra. It's pulling up now. This takes a second to load. All right, so the Draco Hydra. There we go. Let's get some info on him. Is the result of arcane experimentation dedicated to recreating Tiamat's power. Amalgamating the magic of chromatic dragons with the blood of a hydra resulted in a many-headed draconic monster with wings and multiple snake-like scales. Breath weapons, a multicolored mass of energy. I don't see anything about hell or anything like that, but if it's got Tiamat aspects to it, isn't Tiamat in one of the layers of I don't remember where Tiamat is. I think it's the Hells. Maybe it's I don't remember. Somebody could correct me on that. But yeah, so I mean, maybe you have like a Draco Hydra that's existing beneath the surface. But honestly, if you're sticking with the idea of this being Orcus's Orcus's spot, I don't think he's gonna need the help. But if you do one of the lesser devils, you could definitely have some minions in here. Alright, now let's make this a little less even. Oh, I'm still flattening, that's why. Let's smooth it out. I think I made this too cliffy. And the smooth thing takes too... Oh, sheesh. Smooth thing takes too long, in my opinion. I mean, it works, but it takes a long time. Alright, there we go. Alright, and then I'm thinking this side will be a little lower. To kind of build up to the throne. I need to get rid of this grid while we're doing this. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now let's smooth it out again. Ah, cool. Alright, now let's add a bridge to this thing. Am I in the wrong section? Why is the bridge not coming up? It's not in furniture. There we go. This one looks kind of... Oh, we could do one of these, like, epic stone bridges. That looks kind of cool. So, again, we got to turn collisions off to be able to lower it. We'll lower it down here. Oh, yeah. I'm holding shift to continuously repeat at the same height. And that builds it right into the hillside there. I feel like I need to do one more. Like, I feel like it goes into the bones. Yeah. Alright. I don't need this. Delete that. So now... I'm kind of... I guess let's look at what thrones they have. Let's do that. So we've got to have some kind of throne. Wow. That couldn't have been easier. The bone throne, baby. Alright, so a little bigger. I guess it depends. It depends on what... Actually, it almost... If you're going top down, it almost blends in too much. It kind of has to be bigger just to stick out. I wonder if there's some... Can we add, like, blood spatter to it or something? Can you paint these bones? I don't think you can because... Oh, what are all these options, actually? Oh! Well, that was perfect. Alright, so it's not... It doesn't let you minimize too well. Oh, because I'm a clown and was doing the wrong one. It does let you minimize this. All right, cool. Kind of fade it out. And we'll do like a little bit more of a blood spot here in front of it. Sheesh. Be honest, not the map I thought we were going to be making tonight. This is fun. This is a cool one. All right, so how big is that throne? Can I change what the grid looks like? File, settings. This is kind of hard to see. Graphics, high quality. Oh, grid. There we go. There we go. Green. Yeah, let's do green for now. I didn't save. Dum-dum. Grid, green, save changes. All right, so this seat is nearly 15 feet wide. So it's definitely a huge creature, which Orcus falls right into if we're making this Orcus vibes. So we'll just hit that 15. Or no, he's a 15-foot base. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's 15 feet wide. So I don't know if we have to reach the full 15 feet. That's close enough, though. And we'll lower it a little bit. A little bit more. Yeah. I like that. Okay. So now I feel like we need some kind of scary torches. Let's see. What do we have for scary torches? Definitely not ornate. I mean, I feel like the regular ones. Not wall mounted. I could do something like that. Sculptural light. Oh, do we go with like a black? That's kind of cool. Can you put gargoyles? Oh! Let's see if they have gargoyles. I definitely can. All right, let's do it. I do wish it was more like the... Oh, hold on, though. Does it matter what section I'm in when I search gargoyle? No, it doesn't. But it's okay. Adapt and overcome. We can make this work. So I think if I scale this up and drop it down, I wonder if we can have them like sitting on the bridge, kind of. Oh, yeah. Oh, what is that? Oh, what does this connect to? I have no idea what that connects to. It's kind of a bummer it's there, though. I guess there's some kind of wall, maybe, that it goes with. I mean, if I just type wall, it's going to pull up all the different kinds of walls. So... Alright. So what can I kind of cover this with? Oh, how about like a pile of bones? Where is the terrain? Make it a very small. Oh, sheesh. Yeah, let's slow that down a little, huh? Yeah, maybe the... And then I can smooth out the top of this. Ah, too much. There we go. All right. That looks decent. And we're going to duplicate this and bring him over here. Wow, solid idea with the gargoyles. Solid idea. So now let's raise this up a little. We'll flatten it out on the bridge a little in a second. Too much. Too much. Too much again. All right, so there's no way to just love tap that. All right. So maybe if you're talking encounter-wise, you know, if anybody rolls a pretty high perception check or something, if you plan on actually incorporating the monster's gargoyle in, they could see the pile of bones around the gargoyles that kind of stands out. Why would there be a pile of bones near both the gargoyles if they're just statues? Yeah, nice. Nice. I like it. So let's start with some lighting over here. All right. Oh, what? Why doesn't it want to put it in the same spot? Oh, because I didn't... It's not rotated fully. Yeah, it was. There we go. Now, does that look like it's part of the bridge? I mean, realistically, top down, you're not going to notice anything, but... So can I raise this up? Oh, that's right. It goes all the way. Oh, and it's low. Oh, it's lowering itself down to... What level are you lowering yourself down to? Oh, it's because of the bones that were there. Okay. And now this doesn't want to come up. Yeah. All right, so we'll just have to put it at a precise height. Oh, it's not even let me... Oh, that's right. Collision's off. Let's put it at this height. And I guess we'll just be okay with it going through the brick, even though I don't want to. We'll at least do it at the halfway points. There we go. And... Oh, you clown. I went over one. There we go. Okay. All right, let's get a visual of what we're working with here. I feel like I need to make it dark. All right. Good music for this, too. Okay. So we definitely need some fire around the chair itself. Definitely need some fire. Maybe like a couple big braziers. I don't know how you say it. I like that. And don't like that. Let's kind of level this out a little bit. There, so now it'll look a little more natural. Oh, this grid. Grid's got to go. Okay. Yeah, some fire on the outside. And then let's just level these out a little more too. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. All right. And I think they had some of those like bone spikes that you could put everywhere. Was that here? Actually, I can just copy them. Yeah, whatever these are. Oh, can you not? Can you not select these? There we go. Where are those? Nature, maybe? Or utility? I have to find them. I'd like to know where those are. It's not magic. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to find them later. We're just going to copy. And we're going to make some big ones. I feel like we need some big... Yeah. Maybe the bones of giants. And we're going to rotate them to make them look a little different. Sink them down. Have some bigger ones. Have some smaller ones near it. Raise that back up. I see I've got a couple more viewers in there if you're new. If you haven't been here already, we're just making a random map. If you got ideas, feel free to throw them in here. Carbon's been crushing it with the ideas. Mentioning the gargoyles up here, which I think was a great idea. Honestly, this map style. Carbon's idea anyway. All right. Oh, it's a pillar, I think. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Okay. Put that here. More chaotic from the throne. That makes sense. All right. Okay. So we're thinking we're just sticking with Orcus for now. Even though this could be used for really anybody. But so Orcus is sitting here. The adventurers come up. Sea of blood. Pool of blood. Very large pool of blood. You've got the gargoyles in front of you. The fire leading the way up to him. Random bone piles everywhere. You're already walking on bone anyway. And then just this massive throne with two little big prosciuttos next to it. Is there anything else that we could see being in here? I genuinely don't know. What do we think about, delete that, maybe some other, going along with that kind of haphazard idea, some lighting up here on the way up, but just not necessarily in any kind of order. Let's see what that looks like. Just got to make sure we keep the path, I guess. Something like that. I think we need, if we're going to do it, need like one more down here. All right, let's give it a look now. Oh, actually, let's make it dark. And then we'll give it a look. Ah, yeah, there you go. Oh, I like how it's throwing that glow onto the throne. I don't know how I, like, forgot about treasure. There's obviously got to be some kind of treasure chest. Good shout. Which, funny story about mimics, I was watching a video today. It was a TikTok video of some sort, but the guy was making fun of essentially his players looking at everything but the one thing they're supposed to. And he kept emphasizing that something stands out, and then the one person was like, I'm gonna... what did they say? They were like, I'm gonna touch the bookshelf or something like that. And he was like, fine, it's a mimic. Roll for initiative. And in the comments... apparently is a thing. I didn't know it, but people use spite mimics. Mimics when there wasn't a plan to have them, but you get upset and you just turn some object into a mimic just to just out of spite. I didn't know that was a thing. So definitely like an old like beaten chest for sure. Jeez, what am I doing? For the mimic. Maybe not like a old one. Maybe something like this simple chest, kind of buried in the bones. And then, oh gosh. And then upon checking it out and opening it, I want to make it kind of visible from up top. All right. Yeah, good call on the treasure chest. I have my players roll dexterity as they rush to open a chest. If none of them... Nice. That's a really good idea. I don't incorporate enough. The one time I incorporated mimics into my game, they're just too slow, and my players shot it with a bow. It was my fault. I put it too kind of inconspicuous, I guess, or not inconspicuous, the opposite. It was too obvious that there was something up with the chest. So they shot it, and then it turned into the mimic, and it couldn't catch them. They just ran around and killed it. So I have not used them to their full potential. All right. So we have the chest down there. I think that there should be some kind of treasure here. This is a pretty important map, I would imagine. So how would whoever's up here, how would they keep their treasure? Do we think just literally in a chest kind of, I'll just use this one as an example, in a chest kind of almost at their feet, keep watch on it at all times? Maybe more exquisite. I like the silver. With the glow behind it too. There we go. So put that down on the ground there. See, we got a couple more viewers popping in. We just are making a random map. So if you have any thoughts, ideas, and you want to shout them out, feel free. We have made one map that I'm going to be putting on my Patreon. But this is just one that we finished that one a little faster than I thought we would. So we're trying out a new style of map here. All right, let's get a good look at this one. All right, so as the adventurers approach, let's back up a little. And actually, oh, fun thing about this, you can add adventurers. Where do you add them? Here we go. Place tokens. We'll just be the tavern keeper for fun. And then you can see as if you were them. Wrong way. I faced them the wrong way. All right. So they would walk up to the throne. There's the chest. Oh, I want to fix that. It's floating in the air. What's that one looking like? Yeah, I'm going to sink everything down a little bit so it's not floating. You stay there, dude. Sink it down. Sink it down. And sink it down a little. All right, now let's see. I think I just need to flatten it out. So, rather than sink those, let's adjust. We're going to smooth this terrain out. I guess we should just flatten. And now smooth. All right. Now let's give it a look. Didn't do enough. I gotta go more to the right. Flatten terrain. Oops. Okay. And now we will smooth the terrain. Could you add some fireplace tools or some sort of branding iron to it? I think so, actually. I know they have some that are like, you can hang them on a wall. All right, let's see. I would think that would be in utility. Let's see what they have in butcher's tools, although I don't think it would be here. See a knife. All right, so our maybe carpenter. Oh, is there blacksmith tools? Because it'd probably be, yeah, there you go. All right, sledgehammer. If it would be anywhere, tongs. I feel like that's right. They're a little dark. I wish they were brighter. Where'd they go? All right. First, let's make them big so I can keep track of them. Yes. You can't angle it. It's supposed to sit on a table, I guess. Let's see. Because we could put a table, honestly. Let's see what kind of table they have. They might have a blacksmithing table or something similar. Yeah, so they put all that stuff on here. And actually, I think usually the AI makes different tables. Yeah. I like the chains on that one for the spot. I just don't know. Like, I feel like there wouldn't be a table here. But yeah, branding iron in here would be awesome. Let's just see if they have one. Branding. Hi. Oh, how about just an anvil? Honestly, an anvil with something on it. Would that look out of place? Maybe, probably, I guess. I'm gonna bring this camera down a little bit because I slouch a lot. I mean, we could keep it there because I don't see a reason why it couldn't be there. But unfortunately, they don't have any kind of branding iron. They just have this and like those tongs. Okay. All right, cool. I like it. Oh, I will have to remove him before. So then he's like, nah, I'm out of here. See you later. I wonder what happens if you jump into the blood. Oh. Oh, that's sketchy. I can't imagine this would be enjoyable. So you try and sneak up on the big guy. Good luck. Good luck. I feel like we could add some gargoyles up here too, almost. I just wish I knew what it's supposed to connect to. Like, I don't think I'm going to add these guys just for this specific thing it's supposed to link up to. I don't want to keep making bone piles just to make the gargoyle work. So we could put him kind of here, maybe? No, I feel like I'm just adding something to add something now. I think we're at a good spot with it. All right. I'll wait till I get Carbon's seal of approval, or if anyone else wants to suggest something. Facing left, guarding the sides of the throne island. Oh. So you're saying Cool. Good idea. Let's bring him a little further. Okay. This one I think would be a little more organically this way. Okay. And there definitely has to be one in the back. You know what? Honestly, I'm glad you had me do this because I'm guessing that's why it's like that. It's not specifically supposed to connect something. It's to just put it into whatever feature you're putting them on. I just think it would be nice if we had one that was just by itself and could sit on anything. Okay. Okay. Let's push him a little further back. And one more. Is this where he is on that side? Yeah. All right. How about that? I feel like this one needs to go a little further forward. Perfect. All right. Well, I hopped on here to make one map tonight. At least with the first map, I do have a encounter built for that, so I will be uploading that as soon as I can. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but if I don't get to it tonight, I'll definitely get it uploaded tomorrow. I will upload that map for Bully Bridge, all the different kinds of files. I think what I'm going to end up doing from now on with Patreon, I haven't decided yet. I don't know what tiers I'm going to be putting certain things. This is definitely going to go as a free map. Carbon, I appreciate your help big time. So no matter what, you were going to get it, no matter what I did with it. But yeah, I appreciate your help, and I'm definitely going to be putting this out as well. But the other one, the Bully Bridge one, I may do for maybe free tiers. I'll put the image file up. But for the paid tiers, you're going to get the encounter, the VTT version of it, the video versions of it, every other thing included pretty much. I'll also start including the Dungeon Alchemist files with it as well. So that way, if anyone does end up getting Dungeon Alchemist and wants to work on it themselves, change some things around, utilize it, they'll have that ability too as well. So this one's definitely going to be free. Anyone can use it. I think the other one, I'm going to put the image out for free, and then everything else, including the encounter stats, are going to go to the fellow adventurers over on my Patreon. So I think that's going to be the end of it here. I'm going to hop off. It's 10:30 where I am, so good time to hop off and go get some rest. But I appreciate everybody joining in, having some fun. I appreciate all the support, all the subscribers. If you're not subscribed, definitely hop on, because I'm going to do a lot more stuff with Heroes Haven coming up, which is also going to be a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people that are going to incorporate that into their own campaigns are going to enjoy it as well. So thanks, everybody, again for hanging out, and I'll see you on the next one, probably next Thursday at least. And bye, Carbon. Thanks for